Aircraft carriers are pivotal to modern naval warfare and geopolitics due to their unique capabilities, offering unparalleled strategic and operational advantages. They can be used to project power far away from the homeland and are one of the most sought-after assets for a military. However, these are very expensive to build and operate, so only a few countries have them. In this video, Defense Updates lists the top 9 aircraft carriers in the world. Russian Admiral Kuznetsov has not been included since it's undergoing repair, and it's not clear when, and if at all, it will be operational again. Before we proceed, a word on NordVPN, which is one of the most trusted VPN brands worldwide that has a no-log policy validated by Deloitte, an industry-leading Big Four auditing firm. NordVPN provides an encrypted tunnel that protects your privacy by preventing external entry to your internet traffic, as well as enabling you to access content that's blocked based on geolocation. Best of all, with one NordVPN account, you can secure up to 6 devices at the same time. Get an exclusive NordVPN deal with massive savings by going to nordvpn.com/defense or clicking the link in the description. It's risk-free with Nord's 30-day money-back guarantee. Japan's Izumo class was originally a helicopter carrier, but has been modified for STOVL, short takeoff and vertical landing operation. The class currently has 2 vessels, Izumo and Kaga. The Izumo class has a length of 248 meters and displaces 27,000 tons when fully loaded. These ships have a speed of 56 kilometers per hour or 35 miles per hour. Each ship carries up to 28 aircraft, which can include anti-submarine warfare (ASW) helicopters or search and rescue (SAR) helicopters. Several experts had indicated, even before the commissioning of the first Izumo-class vessel, that the class had the capability to work as a traditional aircraft carrier. With modifications, it's expected to be capable of carrying 12 or more F-35B, which matches the deck footprint of the Harrier. Japan has 42 of these on order, and they'll be operated by the Japan Air Self-Defense Force, JASDF. Self-defense weapons include 2 Phalanx CIWS and 2 CRAM CIWS. INS Vikramaditya is the Indian Navy's Stobar aircraft carrier, which was converted from the Russian Navy's decommissioned Admiral Gorshkov vertical takeoff and landing VTOL missile cruiser carrier. INS Vikramaditya was commissioned into service in November 2013. It has a length of 284 meters and displaces 45,400 tons. The warship was extensively refurbished with new propulsion systems, hull sections, sensors, and a flight deck. The vessel can carry more than 30 long-range, multi-role fighters with anti-ship missiles, air-to-air missiles, guided bombs, and rockets. It can carry 26 Mikoyan MiG-29K multi-role fighters and 10 Kamov Ka-31 AEW&C and Kamov Ka-28 ASW helicopter. Vikramaditya was operationally deployed with a full complement of MiG-29 aircraft in May 2014. Interestingly, the naval variant of the indigenous LCA Tejas fighter aircraft made its first landing on the INS Vikramaditya in January 2020. The carrier has a maximum speed of more than 34 miles per hour or 55 kilometers per hour and can achieve a maximum range of 13,000 kilometers or about 8,080 miles. It can endure up to 45 days at sea. China's first carrier, Type 001 Liaoning, is actually an old Soviet-era Kuznetsov-class carrier. The ship was rebuilt and commissioned into the People's Liberation Army Navy (PLAN) as Liaoning on the 25th of September 2012. She was originally classified as a training ship intended to allow the Navy to experiment, train, and gain familiarity with aircraft carrier operations. Following upgrades and additional training in late 2018, Chinese state media announced that the ship would shift to a combat role in 2019. The warship has a length of 306.4 meters and a displacement of 60,900 tons when fully loaded. It is a stow-bar, short takeoff, barrier-arrested recovery type carrier. Liaoning's main strike aircraft is the Shenyang J-15, 24 can be carried. The J-15, also known as Flying Shark, is a fourth-generation, twin-jet, all-weather, carrier-based fighter aircraft that is basically an unethical copy of the Russian Su-33. Apart from the J-15's 6 Chang'e-18F, 6 Chang'e-18J, and 2 Harbin Z-9 can be accommodated. INS Vikrant is 262 meters in length and has a displacement of 45,000 tons. It is the first such warship to be built in India and features a stow-bar configuration. Powered by 4 General Electric LM2500+ gas turbines, it can reach a top speed of 52 kilometers per hour, or 32 miles per hour. The deck is designed to enable aircraft, such as the MiG-29K, to operate from the carrier. It's expected to carry an air group of up to 30 aircraft, which will include up to 24 to 26 fixed-wing combat aircraft, besides carrying 10 Kamov Ka-31 or Westland Sea King helicopters. While the carrier was built with the Russian MiG-29K in mind, it could be armed with Rafale or Fa-18 aircraft. The primary air defense weapon of INS Vikrant is the Barak 8. The carrier has 2 by 32 vertical launch system cells. It also has 4 OTO Malara 76mm naval guns and 4 AK-630 CIWS. Shandong is basically a larger copy of China's first carrier Liaoning, a refurbished Ukrainian hull from the 1980s. It has a length of 315 meters and is thought to have a displacement of around 70,000 tons when fully loaded. It is a stow-bar aircraft carrier. Shandong is powered by conventional oil-fired boilers, driving 8 steam turbines derived from the Soviet-era examples installed on Liaoning, and is thought to have a max speed of about 55.5 kilometers per hour or 34.5 miles per hour. Shandong's bigger hangars enable it to carry 36 J-15s versus the 24 Liaoning can carry. Apart from the fixed-wing aircraft, it can carry 8 Chang'e-18 and 4 Harbin Z-9 helicopters. Air defense weapons include 3 Type 1130 CIWS and 3 HQ-10 18-cell missile system. Charles de Gaulle is the flagship of the French Navy. The ship, commissioned in 2001, is the 10th French aircraft carrier, the first French nuclear-powered surface vessel, and the only nuclear-powered carrier completed outside of the United States Navy. It has a length of 261.5 meters and displaces 42,500 tons when fully loaded. She is a catabar, catapult-assisted, takeoff but arrested recovery type carrier that uses 2 75-meter, 246 feet, C-13-3 steam catapults of a shorter version of the catapult system installed on the U.S. Nimitz-class aircraft carriers, one at the bow and one at the waist. It can accommodate 30 to 40 aircraft. The ship carries a complement of Dassault Rafale M and E-2C Hawkeye aircraft. AS-365F Dauphin Pedro, EC-725 Carousel, and AS-532 Cougar helicopters for combat search and rescue, as well as modern electronics and Aster missiles. For defense, 4 8-cell A-43 Silver launchers carrying MBDA Aster-15 surface-to-air missile, 2 6-cell Sadrel launchers carrying Mistral short-range missiles, 20mm autocannons, and 3 Nexter Narwhal are present. The Queen Elizabeth class is a class of 2 aircraft carriers of the United Kingdom's Royal Navy. HMS Queen Elizabeth, the lead ship of this class, was commissioned in 2017. The second, HMS Prince of Wales, was scheduled for commissioning in 2020. Each displaces 65,000 tons and has a length of 280 meters and has a Stovall configuration. It has a speed of about 26 knots or 48 kilometers per hour and a range of 10,000 nautical miles or 18,520 kilometers. The class will generally carry 24 F-35B fighters, as well as 14 Merlin anti-submarine and utility helicopters. But in wartime, the carrier could carry up to 36 fighters. For self-defense, it has Phalanx CIWS, 30mm DS-30M Mark II guns, and multiple miniguns. Nimitz-class aircraft carriers are some of the largest vessels constructed for the U.S. Navy. It has a displacement of 100,000 tons and an overall length of 332.8 meters. To give viewers a perspective, it's about 3 football fields long. The class has 10 active warships. Nimitz uses Catobar arrangement. The class is powered by 2 A4W nuclear reactors, kept in separate compartments. These power 4 propeller shafts and can produce a maximum speed of over 30 knots or 56 kilometers per hour. Nuclear power means the warships of this class have unlimited endurance and range. Nimitz-class warships possess a multitude of different radars, including electronically scanned array 3D radars. The class has a flight group of about 85 aircraft, including FA-18E, FA-18F, F-35C Joint Strike Fighter, EA-18G Growler, E-2D Hawkeye, C-2A Greyhound, as well as helicopters that include MH-60R and MH-60S. The flight group is basically more powerful than the Air Force of many countries and can play defensive as well as offensive roles. This will be further augmented by 2 Mark 57 Mod 3 Sea Sparrow. Ford-class is a nuclear-powered supercarrier that's much more advanced compared to Nimitz-class aircraft carriers. While the length and displacement is roughly similar to the Nimitz class, Ford is the most advanced aircraft carrier class of the U.S. Navy's fleet. The class is powered by its 2 Bechtel A-1B PWR nuclear reactors. Each one of these is capable of producing 300 megawatts of electricity, triple the 100 megawatts of each Nimitz-class vessel. Ford has several new features, like Electromagnetic Aircraft Launch System, or EMALS, Advanced Arresting Gear, AAG, a redesigned deck area, advanced radar, and electronic warfare systems. It has the ability to carry up to 90 aircraft, including the Boeing FA-18 E and F Super Hornet, Boeing EA-18G Growler, Grumman C-2 Greyhound, Northrop Grumman E-2 Hawkeye, Lockheed Martin F-35C Lightning II, Sikorsky SH-60 Seahawk helicopters, and unmanned combat aerial vehicles. Ford also uses extensive automation. For example, Ford-class carriers have a total of only 2,600 sailors, about 700 fewer than a Nimitz class. These elements work together to achieve a 33% increase in sortie generation, 160 sorties per day under normal conditions, and 270 during wartime.
Thanks for watching. Subscribe for more videos like this. Hit the like button if you find the video interesting, and kindly provide your feedback in the comment section. This will help us improve.